Hey, let's go. Monday show. How about
There we go.
Yeah,
There
look
we
at
go.
that.
That's the way to start.
What an entrance. I don't hear any music. I don't see myself.
I don't
see anything.
I hear you, but I don't see.
I don't know anything.
Can you see on the
but
chat?
it's fine.
Just keep talking, I guess, until we're on.
Very good. Ermanni and Edwards with Mass. Woodward Sports Network. WoodwardSports.com. Fox2Detroit.com. We think.
Hey, man, if it wasn't this year, it wouldn't be us.
Hey, man, absolutely. Bray, a good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Ryan Ermanni.
Hey, we're on.
Oh, good.
You can see it. So there it is. Well,
I don't see it up there, but I see
good.
it here.
Okay,
right.
very good.
Friday, was able to not come to the Christmas party, although they had it here. Couldn't come. Didn't want to get sick. Didn't want to get anybody sick. So I spent the weekend kind of chilling inside, drinking tea, eating some chili, enjoying some college football, enjoying a couple picks that I made that were on the right side of things, such as my Michigan Wolverines being number one for the first time since 1998, as well as yours, Ryan Ermanni, Tom Mazaway. Just enjoy football, though. Just enjoy football. Sat at the house, didn't do much of anything, and here we are, man. Ready to have a good Monday and a great week.
Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you, my friend. How you doing, bud?
I'm good, guys. Good to see you. Ryan, I was happy for you that you were at the game. I know you'd rather be home with your family like we all would, but at least you got to see a championship. Is that your first one?
First one.
Congrats,
there we
man.
go. Look at that.
Congrats.
Ryan Ermanni, take a look up.
I'm happy, man.
First Big Ten championship game that I've gone to Indy for Michigan anyway.
I'll be honest with you. You know, watching the game, I was a little disappointed in the offense again. I really was. I know Iowa's got a pretty good defense, but I know Michigan. I think the game turned obviously on the fumble, the non-throw after the whistle. It was a 10-0 game at that time. I know Michigan had him inside the 3-yard line at that time, but what did you think of that play on its own? Before we get into all the fun stuff. Was that a fumble?
No.
Should that have been called?
It shouldn't have been a fumble.
Right. It should have been Iowa's ball.
Yeah, incomplete pass. Call on the field should have stood. How about that?
Yeah, I mean.
Call on the field stands.
It should have, but obviously
the
game
game
turned.
That's how you open up the show today.
Well, I'm sorry. The game turned, and they won the championship.
There you go. You know, we'll
Congratulations. I wish. Never mind.
We will go backwards a little bit before we really get rocking and rolling. Yeah. I wanted to make sure we could see the pictures before I did this. Ryan Ermanni, Tom Mazaway, there's somebody that both you guys know, both you guys love, and she loves you as well.
Ooh.
Mom's is celebrating her birthday today.
Oh, Mama.
Shout out to my mom. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday,
Melissa.
Aging gracefully, so beautiful. So she's dialed in. She was more in shape than I've been in the last about 2 years, man. So I had to step it up and get back in the gym because Mom's she's looking much better than I am.
Oh, man, absolutely. Happy birthday,
you got
Miss
good stock,
Melissa.
man.
100%.
You got good
look
stock.
at that picture right there.
Oh,
look at that.
come on, Mom.
Styling and profiling.
Look at that.
Hey, I saw your
Instagram
this week.
Yeah, hey, you did.
You had some good stuff on that Instagram.
I did.
You and Bad Moon Rising.
Hey, Bad Moon Rising, we got something cooking.
I got to hear that.
I'll tell you about it.
All right,
guys. Sorry.
No, I was going to say happy birthday, Mom. This is Mom,
Happy
D-Mac,
birthday,
and
Mama.
Dad.
Happy birthday, Mom.
And then Ryan is
a lot of people
you.
are saying the audio is totally off. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm so sorry today.
They can't hear it correctly.
I just don't know.
We got remotes to do and stuff.
I don't know.
Could I tell you?
You know, first couple of shows were on. I don't even know what to say. So we're just going to talk. We're going to do the show. Whatever you can hear or see, we'll just go with that.
Let's try to get through the first segment and see how it goes.
Absolutely. Guys, Michigan, number one in the country. Obviously, we know Lions, yes, we're going to get to them. We are. But I think today is about the Michigan Wolverines in college football and what's going on in this sport, what happened yesterday with the committee. And, of course, the number one Michigan Wolverines, as Braylon said, Michigan number one in the country for the first time since January of 1998. That is the 1997 season. And
somebody was in college back then.
I was. And it really comes full circle a little bit. You know, when Jim Harbaugh was at the podium post-game of the Big Ten championship game, up for the third straight year in a row, Michigan will fly a flag at Lucas Oil Stadium as the Big Ten champs. The first time Michigan has won an outright Big Ten championship 3 straight years. Jim Harbaugh is the first Big Ten head coach in the history of the conference to win 3 straight outright Big Ten championships. And I think when Jim Harbaugh got hired at Michigan, this was everything that you hoped Michigan would return to.
Fact.
This is everything at the bare minimum. right? Of course, we want national championships, and we want, to be recognized as the best college football program in the country, if not top 3, top 5. And you do that by winning national championships. But at the very baseline, Braylon, it was about dominating the Big Ten. Go there first and then take a swing at the national championship, and Michigan and Jim Harbaugh have done that.
Definitely a lesson in staying the course, being patient, and sometimes, hey, look, luck favors the people that are prepared. Jim Harbaugh almost wasn't here after that COVID season, and then somehow they restructured the contract, and here we are. You're absolutely correct, Ryan. When I was at Michigan, we were competing for the title every year. I won back-to-back 03, 04. Michigan won a lot early 90s with Gary Moeller. Lloyd continued the tradition, winning almost every other year, had 2 back-to-back wins. That's what it was. You're absolutely correct. Michigan's baseline was Big Ten champion, Big Ten dominance, and then we'll figure it out in the Rose Bowl, and we'll see what happens. That's what we wanted him to get back to. I played for Jim Harbaugh in 2011 with the San Francisco 49ers, and when he got announced as that head coach in 2015, when they said he was going to be the guy, I knew one thing. He turns programs around. Whether it's San Diego, turned around. Stanford, turned it around. And then the 49ers, first year there, he takes them to the second round of the playoffs and eventually, actually, the NFC Championship, and eventually will get to the Super Bowl. So we knew that this would happen. It took some time, patience, and now you look at what the Michigan and Wolverines have done. This is dominance on another level. 3 outright championships. And none of the games have been any bit of a game, to be honest. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
Michigan, congratulations.
You dug deep for that one.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm just shaking my head because I'm still a little nervous about how they're playing.
Can I say, hold on, but Maz, you got to focus on the moment. We're talking about the Big Ten championship that right there.
Right.
We're going to get into how it didn't necessarily look a certain way, how they have to play Bama, and we saw how Bama plays. We'll get into that, but this is just kind of right now just about them accomplishing through. This is no Jim Harbaugh Penn State. They get the win. No Jim Harbaugh Maryland, should have got the win. And then no Jim Harbaugh against Ohio State. They beat them as well. And now all their players are transferring, getting the hell out of Columbus. This is a testament to a guy that turns this program around. I told you my premonition. It was just like Tom Brady having to get that award from Roger Goodell. Tony Petitti did not look happy, ladies and gentlemen, on that podium. And Joe Klett, I love him because he called his ass out on purpose. He said, and Tony Petitti, the Big Ten commissioner, I told you it was going to look like that, and God dang it, I'm happy it did.
He pointed, I think Jim Harbaugh kind of pointed at him. We all thought he was like telling him, hey, you're a bleep, bop, 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 bop. But what he was telling him was, hey, I don't want the trophy. I want you to give it to number 65, Zach Zen.
Yep. And it was a very cordial handshake as well between Harbaugh and Petitti.
He was the better man.
Yes. Can
right?
I say,
he was the better man.
We're talking about like 4 different things right now. So I'm just saying, I want to go back to something you said quickly, Maz.
Yeah.
It is something that bugs me. It's something that bugs me about Lions fans and now Michigan fans, you specifically. Are we just predisposed to complain about everything?
Probably.
The Lions are 9-3 for the first time since 1962.
My year.
And we're sitting there complaining about, they didn't win by that much. Their defense sucks.
I know.
Michigan just went 13-0 for back-to-back seasons. First time in school history they've won 3 straight outright Big Ten championships, but their offense is no good and they really got to get it together. Are we, as a sports fan in this city, just predisposed to being miserable?
I think some of us are.
To where you can't enjoy any aspect of anything.
I don't think that's Detroit Lions fans. I don't think that's Michigan fans. I think that's the world today. Anything you say.
That point.
And Jerry Seinfeld did a great bit about this. I want to say it was 2 years ago or a year ago. Jerry Seinfeld says everything sucks nowadays. That sucks. This sucks. The movie sucks. The food sucks. The movie. How was that? Like that's what it could have been better. It could have been this. It could have been that. It should be this. That's the society. We all are guilty of it.
I don't understand it.
We're all guilty of it in some capacity. Maybe not you with the Lions in Michigan, but there's some facet of your life, and there's a lot of facets of my life. I'm like, it was all right. You hear a rap song or you hear a song, you're like, they could have came harder. Pause. Like it's just one of those situations where we complain about everything. It's not just the Lions in Michigan. It's society. We complain about every damn thing.
Hey, Ryan, how was your weekend?
The audio sucks. The
How was your
video
weekend?
sucks.
It was fine.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
It was fine.
It was fine.
okay.
Yeah.
I asked you before. You said that's all right.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
This is real.
Great. How you doing? How was today? Did
I'm
you wake
great.
Up,
Today
you
was
felt
great.
good?
I woke up.
How about
and I
last
worked
Wednesday?
out.
How'd you feel last Wednesday?
Not good. It was
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
I just
Okay.
It's just so funny.
We bitch. That's what we do.
But again, like think about what we're saying here.
Kool-Aid, how you doing? How'd you do last Thursday? Were you all right last Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
There's a reason why that Emoji Man movie came out when it did. Yeah.
Sorry.
Lions 9-3.
I know.
They
Yeah.
suck.
They did. They gave up. They were up 20
by the Eagles.
You know what? They
Hey.
got outscored 21 to 6 in the second half.
You know what can make you calm down, can make you a little bit more relaxed and not so
There you go.
judgmental.
Thank you.
Let's get you out the Dispo Romeo, your local club, now open till midnight. That's right, largest cannabis mall in the state. You got to be 21 up to come here. Recreational only, but it is fun. Kool-Aid, good to see you in the studio, my man. Dispo Romeo, man, your local plug. Pull up, show up, flour, oil, doesn't matter. They got it all. See you later.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at...
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Hey gang, for over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest hotels, restaurants, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. All you gotta do is visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods on Mack Avenue, or if you can't make it in person, you can always order online, fairwaypacking.com, fairwaypacking.com.
Damn, that food was good.
Hey, welcome back. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway. We got Pete Spivak. We got Kool-Aid in the house as well. Obviously, a great weekend if you're a Michigan fan. If you're a Lions fan, we'll get to the Lions momentarily. But, Bray, just, Michigan, #1 in the country. And I think all eyes were on that college football playoff selection show yesterday. And can I just say this? Because it has been seen by, let me just, at 2:17 on Monday afternoon, 2:17 on Monday afternoon, I just want to see how many times. So Adam Rittenberg's video inside the Michigan Watch Party has been seen 12 million times. Okay?
Yeah.
And laughed at 12
And
million
the
times.
world
10 million of those were like Alabama fans, right?
is reacting to that video, saying that, Michigan is scared to play Alabama. Essentially, they wanted Florida State. And let me just say, I was in that room as it was happening. Their reaction was exactly what 100% of the people watching that show yesterday, when it popped up on the screen, Alabama, it was, an oh my God,
Yeah.
or an oh, or an ah, or an ooh, because they knew it was going to happen, but the surprise of a 13-0 Florida State team getting screwed is an audible gasp, I think. Braylon?
Do you want me to talk about their reaction, or do you want me to talk about
Both.
my reaction to both?
Both.
All right. My reaction to Michigan is the people talking about Michigan was responding to seeing Alabama being the team that was picked. And oh my God, we have to play Alabama. Stop it. Knock it off. You're talking about a team that played Georgia. Got to ask for, but we were ready to play them. You talked about J.J. McCarthy, Donovan Edwards staying after that Georgia game, wanting to get that rematch, and then obviously playing TCU next year. Losing again, doesn't matter. We aren't scared of anybody. Michigan isn't scared of anybody. They legitimately played against Ohio State, Ryan Ermanni, in my estimation, with no head coach. They played against Penn State in Happy Valley. This is supposed to be one of the greatest atmospheres in college football, which it is. Got another W. So what would it look like in the second half? They got away with a win, and they came out of it with a win. Michigan's not scared. Let's get that clear. It definitely was about not understanding. Me as a former player, I understand the analyst side of why they chose the teams they did and why it had to be like that. And I'll get into that later. But just in the moment, as a former player, Ryan Ermanni, I start thinking about waking up at 6 in the morning in the summertime. I start thinking about running the golf course in Ann Arbor. I start thinking about, those practices that you didn't want to have because you really were hurt, but you had to gut through it and grit through it because you were – what the end game is national championship. I remember the pressure that was on you to win every game just so that you give yourself a chance to be in the national championship. I remember losing, thinking you're going to lose a game, winning game 1, winning game 2, and then when you lose, because I never was privy to go undefeated, and when you lose, that season is over with, and all that hurt and all that frustration and all that pain that we came up short. Not another game where we're just going to win the championship. You're talking about a team that didn't come up short. You're talking about a team that made it through everything that they had to, starting off the season, beating LSU, and their Heisman favorite in Jaden Daniels, team that beat every team placed in front of them, Power 5 conference, a team that won a national championship in 2013, a team with a cachet and a brand like that, and you go 13-0, win your conference, win your championship game, and they tell you, wasn't enough. As a former player, I was devastated. I would be devastated if I was those Florida State guys, and that's that gas that you saw as, yeah, we know what ESPN's going to do, but you don't believe it until they did it yesterday.
Hey, Pete, see if you could find that Florida State video of when they found out that they didn't make it. As you're finding that, let me know. I will tell you this. Of course, people are going to go, oh, hell, we got to play Alabama. This ain't the same Alabama as you've seen in the past. It's just a natural thing. Oh, we got to play that big mouth Nick Saban and his big bad Alabama Crimson Tide. You know what? That big bad Alabama Crimson Tide beat a 1-win Arkansas team by 3. They beat Auburn, a 3-win team, on a Hail Mary miracle. And what did I say last week when that happened? Auburn let the genie out of the bottle. You know that effing team is going to make the freaking final. That's just the way it is. So, of course, we're going to say, damn, we got to play Alabama. But Florida State got absolutely railroaded. Now, people say, like Neil Rule, he stands on top of the mountain and he talks down and he says, 15 yards of offense in the past 2 weeks. A freshman quarterback. They're not the same team as they were. Alabama lost to Texas, but that's not the same team. They should be ahead of Texas. First of all, wrong. Texas beat them in their own house. Texas deserved to be in front of them. And this year, the vaunted SEC had a losing record against the ACC. This was the year to leave them out, but God forbid you can't do that because you got everyone on ESPN, Paul Feinbaum, all the rest of those people. They would just crap all over you. And then if Michigan wound up winning the championship, or whoever won the championship, they'd say, well, it's a flawed championship. SEC wasn't in it. They're the greatest. They weren't the greatest this year. The AFC East used to be the greatest back in the day when they had Tom Brady and the Patriots. If you play the AFC East now, you can beat them. This Alabama team didn't deserve to be there. Florida State deserved to be there. Why do you always have to win with offense? Their defense was great. Louisville never had a chance in that game. Now, Louisville's not the biggest, baddest team in the world, but they won. Michigan won the Big Ten against a crappy Big Ten. but they're the number one team in the country. Florida State's unbeaten against the ACC, winning record against the SEC, and they're out. Nothing makes sense in this. Nothing makes sense. But of course we're going to go, we got to play Alabama. But as the month progresses, you're going to see that it ain't the same Alabama team. And like Braylon said, Michigan, this is their third time here. They're not going to lose 3 semifinal games. I'm telling you right now, they're winning that game. Why are you covering your face? You think I'm wrong? You have your opinion.
I am fully convinced that facts do not matter. Everybody just has a narrative in their mind, and whatever they want to say, like, that becomes their fact, whether it's true or not. Not for 1 second, and I probably talked to 10 players after the announcement, not for 1 second was there anything but excitement in playing Alabama. That's just the truth. Not one player is scared to play Alabama. Not one. And in fact, I think if you took a poll of Michigan fans, I want to play Alabama. Because one of the narratives is that Michigan's wins don't count. Michigan didn't play anybody during the regular season.
They didn't.
They cheated. There is one team in the country that has had 2 wins over top 10 teams. Do you know what that is?
Penn State's a false top 10.
I don't really give a care what you think Penn State is.
I know what
they're
they
ranked
are.
number 10.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's all I can go by. Okay? I don't really care what you think.
That's fine.
Secondly, Michigan, if they beat Florida State with no quarterback, Braylon, you know what they would say? You had the frauds.
It's fraud.
You had the
Fugazi.
You had the Fugazi. You had the easiest road to the national championship that you possibly could have. And remember last year how that worked out for them? I want this thing to be as buttoned up as you could possibly have it. What better way to win a national championship than getting the opportunity to play Nick Saban and Alabama at the Rose Bowl? And then whoever comes out on top in the other one. And
it'll be Texas.
Fine.
Listen.
Go beat Texas? Come on, man. You can't take anything away from them at that point.
Of course not.
Listen, Matt. Listen, Ryan. I agree with you 100%. You want Alabama. You want to beat the SEC team, so at least they can say, hey, you know what? Actually, I don't really care what they say. But just for the masses, just to appease everybody, I'm glad we're playing Alabama. Mass, as it relates to you saying, of course, I hope you were talking about fans were thinking that and not players. Because when I was a player, just like these players, not scared of anybody. As a former player, what is the whole rhetoric that I've been having before the season started? If Michigan was going to win a national championship, what year should it be? This year. Because what? Kyle McCord, unproven. Jalen Milroe, in my estimation, is an athlete playing quarterback who had some success in a lucky Hail Mary. He runs the ball a lot. And then what's the other guy? Beck. Didn't know what Beck was going to be this year. The quarterback of Georgia. I was like, they got a freshman quarterback. I see what that is. Beck had some good games in there, here and there. This was the year. We have not been scared of Jalen Milroe. We are not scared of Alabama. And number 3, the wide receiver whose name I don't know. They definitely played physical against Georgia. Got to give them credit. But since we're talking about injuries matter, Georgia's 2 best offensive players were hurt in that game that the Alabama Crimson Tide barely won. Ladd McConkey, receiver number 84, is a stud. Went out early in the game. Brock Bowers is arguably the best player in college football. Not at his position, the best player in college football. He was out. So if you want to talk about injuries and how somebody won, Alabama beat a Georgia team that wasn't up to full speed. But we don't care. Jalen Milroe and that Alabama team, congratulations. Can't wait to see you in Pasadena. Can't wait.
More college football coming up next. We'll get to the Lions top of the hour, but first a message from Big Boy.
All right, folks, Big Boy, you know the scoop. Wintertime is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try that new chicken parmesan or the Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. You want to try that and get your breakfast going, of course, with those stuffed potato pancakes, the Santa Fe omelet as well. And you want to get that new gingerbread shake. All of that and more. You can even order a Big Boy. That's Lukey and Ryan's favorite. At your local Big Boy.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
An $100,000 Vegas getaway. Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Centron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack and enter to win. Register at drinkcentron.com/Vegas and buy Centron at your local Myers store. Centron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Centron. drinkcentron.com/Vegas.
Hey, gang, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway, talking about Michigan and the college football playoff. Number 1, Michigan against number 4, Alabama in the college football playoff. 5 p.m. on ESPN on January 1st. The night game, Texas and Washington in the 2-3 matchup. The winners will play January 8th in the national championship. And I think that is in Houston.
NRG.
Yeah, NRG Stadium in Houston. Tom Mazaway, thank you for that. Absolutely, thank you, Maz.
Thank you.
Yeah, but this situation that Michigan wanted to play Florida State, I just think it's so dumb. And if you could handpick your opponent, you would pick Florida State, wouldn't you?
No, I picked Liberty.
If you could handpick your opponent, wouldn't you have picked Florida State?
Of course.
Yeah, you would.
Of course.
So that's what lets you know that the committee got it right. As much as this sucks for Florida State, the committee got it right. And to a certain point, because I think Georgia belongs in the top 4 somewhere too. I mean,
how do you make it for Alabama? They won 3 games by 3 points, 2 of them by a 1-win team and a 3-win team, and they lost to Texas on their own field. Why do they deserve to be in this year?
Because it's very simple.
It's money.
They went unbeaten in the SEC, the best conference over a 20-year period in college football.
But why are we looking in the rearview mirror? People are telling me, I'm looking in the rearview mirror because Texas beat Alabama. That's not the same Alabama team. So they're telling me I'm wrong looking back. Now everyone here and the committee is looking back at the history of Alabama, which I was telling you about. This is the year you leave the SEC out because the ACC beat them. They have a winning record against them. And Florida State beat every single team, and they won their championship with a freshman quarterback. That coach, Mike Norvell, deserves to have his kids in the final. I don't give a damn that the SEC makes more money or they are the TV darlings. I don't give a damn.
All right.
Florida State deserves to be in this year.
All right, this is what I'll say to that is earlier I said that I come from 2 point of views. The first point of view will be understanding from a player. Like, as a player, you're devastated. 13-0, you win a Power 5 conference. It's like, damn, like, how do we not get in, especially when 2 of the teams in it, they do have 1 loss. They won their conferences, but they have a loss. So understanding from that point of view. Now, taking the bias out. Now taking the heart and soul out and just coming from a place of where we are, how the college football playoff works. Maz, there are 5 Power 5 conferences. There's only 4 spots. that lets you know how it's already set up from the very first time they set this up in 2014. Somebody's eventually going to get screwed. Somebody's eventually going to get the shaft. But what they told us in terms of, it's in the bylaws.
Yeah, they added it.
Okay, if a significant player gets hurt, you say they added it, correct?
Yeah.
All right, and then a lot of people want to bring up Cardale Jones.
59-0.
Because that's a big one. Cardale Jones, JT Barrett gets hurt, 2014. Cardale Jones comes in, has to play against Wisconsin in the Big Ten Championship, has to play against Bama, and then eventually Oregon. 59-0. So if I'm the committee, I'm like, not much of a drop-off from JT Barrett, so no need to put him in. Maz, I understand you, but you cannot tell me that the best 4 teams in the country, 2 of them aren't Bama and Georgia.
Okay, let me say this to you.
2 of them are not Bama. 2 of them are not Bama and Georgia, and we know how the system. It sucks that we got people who don't even know football picking first and foremost.
Correct.
So the system was put in place to be broken. Hence why this is the last year.
Correct. Thank God.
And it's funny because FSU's AD and president, they lobbied against starting it this year.
I know, and so
which
did the
would have
Big Ten.
benefited them.
So did the Big Ten, and so did another conference. I just want to say
This is
if
true.
I was Florida State, I would have lied about my freaking quarterback and say, "Oh yeah, he'll be ready to go in January." Just freaking lie. Why are you playing the games then?
But then that gets you in another world of trouble, and that gets you to a place where, you know why you don't do that? Because one of the biggest thing I remember about this moment, when I look back on it 15 years from now, 20 years from now, when Florida State got screwed Ryan Ermanni, is I remember how Mike Norvell took it like a gut punch. He stood up like a man and he talked to his team with class, talked to his team with dignity. He talked to his team in the midst of just being probably the most disappointed he's ever been in his life. His player is the most disappointed he's ever been in his life. How he handled himself in that moment is what I remember. If they would have lied like that, it takes away from the BS because everybody's on their side today. You lie like that, then it's like you guys lied. Now you're in the same boat as Michigan and Connor Stallions.
Can I just? You're talking about Florida State like they're the second coming.
Well, how do you know they're not?
Come on now, man.
Okay, Mass. Here you go. I'll go. Let's go. Team A and Team B. Okay.
Yeah.
Team A has wins over a team that lost 7 games. Let me just spell it out for you. These are Florida State's wins. Okay. They beat a 1-7 Wake Forest team. They beat it in the conference. They beat a 2-6 Pittsburgh team, a 2-6 Syracuse team, a 3-5 Boston College team, a 3-5 Miami team, a 4-4 Duke team, a 4-4 Clemson team, a 5-3 Virginia Tech team, and a 5-3 Georgia Tech team. That is within the conference.
I know.
Okay? They have a win over number 16 Duke. Duke finished 4-4 in the ACC. Not the greatest conference in the world. Yes, they beat LSU in the opener, and that was a nice win, okay? No, game 1, no problem with that. And they beat Louisville, who finished with 3 losses on the season. Great, okay? Let me move over to Alabama. You want to know who Alabama beat?
Yes.
Alabama beat number 15, Ole Miss, by 2 touchdowns. They beat number 17, Tennessee, by 2 touchdowns. They beat number 14, LSU, by the same 2-touchdown margin in the middle of the season. Yep. They beat number 1, Georgia. I don't know what you want from them. They went unbeaten in the Southeastern Conference, and they beat the number 1 team in the country.
Right.
Now, wins over 1, 14, 17, 15, that trumps, to me, going unbeaten and beating a 1-7 Wake Forest team.
I will. You're absolutely correct. I will add this to the equation. One thing that did piss me off, though, is the CFB. Not Tony P. He pissed me off too. But
he pissed you off so much he pisses you off twice.
Exactly, 100%. But Paul Feinbaum, ESPN, Stephen A. Smith. Let's just get to why this pisses me off. With college football playoff, right? In week 2, Ryan, this is week 2 of the college football playoff. Would have been week 9, Maz, give or take. I think week 8 is the first week, so week 2. Alabama's ranked 11th or 12th at the time. 11th or 12th. This is the second selection show. They came on at 7 o'clock, or whenever the hell they came on. The first team they talked about was Alabama. Alabama's ranked 11th. Did you see that Alabama team play? Mm-hmm. Alabama was ranked 12th.
We knew what they were doing.
They were dropping the breadcrumbs then. Yeah. Then you get Paul Feinbaum when the Michigan thing hits. Oh, they should be thrown out. This is cheating. that's so you can start talking about Bama, which they did talk about over and over and over again. You didn't even talk about Georgia. They were one over and over and over again. Then Stephen A. Smith goes on a rant. Ryan, you talk about this all the time. You have to be careful with your words because when you have a platform, people listen. Stephen A. Smith lobbied so hard last week, and he's my brother. I got a chance to hang out with him 3 weeks ago. He was a great dude, blah, blah, blah. In this particular moment, I disagree. You can't take Florida State with no quarterback. You just can't do it. You can't take Florida State. He said that over and over and over and over. And when you're people that, we're not really sports people anyway. We might be doing other things. Should we not take him? Because he kept dropping the TCU Georgia game. TCU Georgia game is really what hurt Florida State as well. TCU getting beat 62 or
65 to 7.
65 to 7. That played a major part too. So when you got Stephen A. Smith and other people lobbying for, I mean, it is Georgia, it is Bama. Bama went on the road. They won 10 games in a row. They beat Georgia. When you're lobbying like that and you're throwing that out there, people are going to pay attention and listen. Do we want to see another TCU Georgia somehow in this? And also, so I mean that's what it is. So they lied about not paying attention to the quarterbacks and all that stuff. That's what pisses me off. But to what the college football playoff was put in place to do, they did it. They did it. They didn't put Georgia in, although Georgia's better than two of the teams in the Final Four, in my estimation. They didn't put Georgia in. They put Bama in, who beat Georgia, who was number one. They put Washington in at number 2, Michigan in at number 1, and then they put Texas in because they had to put them in there because Texas beat Alabama. So they respected what Texas did. So although I don't like the things that they said, they got it right, though, in my estimation.
Okay, guys. You win.
I don't want to win.
No, I'm just saying, Ryan.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Let me ask you a question, too, just to...
As a player, it hurt, though.
I'm over it.
A little bit of a bow on this. A little bit. Because I'm having a really good time discussing this.
That's because Michigan's won.
There's 5 Power 5 conferences, right?
Yeah.
Rank them for me. Top to bottom. Best to worst.
SEC,
rank them for me.
Pac-12, Big Ten. And the other 2 don't count. ACC and Big East, I don't know.
We know the
USA. Big 12 and ACC.
We know the SEC is the best, and now
No,
they're adding Texas.
Just rank the 5 for me.
Yeah.
Rank them for me.
SEC, Big 12, ACC, because the Pac-12 is gone now, and then the Big 10.
No, this year.
Big 10 is last of the 5, if you ask me.
Well,
with Ohio State and Michigan in it, 2 teams.
They're fourth.
That's just silly.
They're fourth then.
Okay, and the ACC is the worst. Year in,
I got news for you. I bet you the ACC can beat the Big 10 West.
I'm not
every day and twice on Saturday.
Every conference can do that.
I think if you take a look,
it's 2 teams in the league. 3 teams. 2.5 teams are in the Big 10.
Year in, year out, I think if you look at the ACC, it is generally the worst of the Power 5 conferences. Yeah. With Wake Forest, Virginia, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Boston College, Miami, Duke, North Carolina, Clemson has popped, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, NC State, Louisville.
And the only reason
the
why
ACC is the worst of the Power 5 conferences.
And the only reason why they get any respect, Mass, the only reason why they get any respect, Mass, is because when Clemson went up against Bama, they won one. They won one. They almost won the first one. Almost doesn't count. So they almost won the first one. They win the second one. You win again with Trevor Lawrence. So you had 2 national championships out of that. That's the only reason why Clemson and the ACC got respect, because they did it against Bama. And they deserved that respect with 2 quarterbacks that both should have been number 1 overall picks. But outside of that, the rest of the conference, it's just not it. It never was it. In the last couple years, Miami, Virginia Tech, Louisville, even when Lamar Jackson was that good, team wasn't good.
So you mentioned Stephen A. Smith. This is one thing that he said, which was totally spot on, and this is where you get into television show.
Yeah,
this whole thing is a television show, ratings and money.
Yeah.
Where did Deion Sanders play college?
Florida State.
If Deion Sanders was the head coach of Florida State, you think they would have left him out?
Not at all.
Not at all. Had nothing to do with the players on the team.
Nope.
And that's where you get into the television
money, persuasion
of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? Ratings, all that stuff. That's where that stuff comes in. Mike Norvell, not Nick Saban. No offense to you, Mike.
Of course.
Not Nick Saban.
Of course. I just hate to see that swarmy bastard in. That's all. I do. I just hate to see him in. He's the devil to me. He's the devil. Thank God the Big Ten is getting an influx of teams from the defunct Pac-12. Thank God, because I don't think I could handle watching the games I've been watching for the past 20 years. besides Michigan, Ohio State, nothing excites me in that league.
No
Nothing.
doubt.
Yeah, I agree.
Matter of fact, these teams should drop out. Half of these teams. They should drop out.
Guys,
They shouldn't be in there.
the transfer portal opened up today. Some big names in there. What do you make of where college football is going now? Kyle McCord, the Ohio State quarterback, has entered the transfer portal.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that and more coming up. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. When you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Step out of
More Maz, Les Stanford, Chevrolet Cadillac, Buick GMC. That's right. What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, located in Ferndale on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. But of course, if you're looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, Les Stanford in Dearborn, where they have been on Michigan Avenue for over 55 years. You can find the brand you want under one umbrella. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
New road.
Find them. Guys.
0-7.
College football playoff announced yesterday, and essentially the college football regular season was over at that point. Today, the transfer portal opened up, and so far there are over 350 names in the portal. Just to highlight for you, probably the most surprising name is Kyle McCord. The Ohio State quarterback has entered the transfer portal. Gabriel, what's his first name?
Dylan
Gabriel from Oklahoma has also entered the portal.
Bet you he goes to Ohio State.
Braylon, there were in 2021, there were 6 5-star quarterbacks in college, in high school football going into college. 5 of them have hit the portal today.
Yeah, this is one of those
Do you know the one that didn't?
J.J. McCarthy.
J.J. McCarthy.
Shout out to JJ, University of Michigan Wolverines. Yeah, what it says, man, is things change aesthetically from time to time. It is happening rapidly fast. Coaches are leaving. Players are leaving. Nothing is ever the same. The landscape changes in the blink of an eye, and I think that's what you're seeing. And players they're so quick to say, hey, you know what, this isn't it. I can get out. I'm going to make a move and try to go to another team. It's almost like as you're having your season, you're watching other teams. You're watching the teams with big brands but not have good quarterback play. So you're trying to align yourself with what school could I go to and have some success. Kyle McCord at Ohio State, I mean, like, why is he getting pushed out, do you think?
Well, you want to know what I think? I think, one, this is a kid that doesn't want to compete. When you are in college...
I don't think it's fun there.
No, when you are in college now, you don't have to compete.
Yeah.
You don't want to compete. You're scared of the competition.
I got it.
Pete, Everything okay over there? Yeah. Sorry, I just, when you're in college, you don't want to compete anymore. You just want things handed to you. Every year, if you're the Ohio State quarterback, you got to compete for that job. So that's one.
Yeah.
Number two, does anybody truly believe that Kyle McCord is going to be a pro quarterback? No. I don't. Do you, Maz?
I really don't know much about him.
I don't know either, but it didn't look like it. You?
No, not at all.
And let me just finish with this. If you're Kyle McCord and you're not going to be a pro quarterback, which maybe you are, maybe you're not, but doesn't look like that right now, you have got to maximize your dollars. And he could probably go make $2-3 million next year somewhere else. All of these 5-star quarterbacks now, one, they don't want to compete. Two, they want to maximize their dollars. That's the reason this is happening. Because these quarterbacks can get paid big money.
What did Matt Rule say last week? What's a quarterback cost?
1 to 2 minimum.
Yep. I think also, too, it's about system. I think it's systematic. I think a lot of times nowadays with wide receivers, they fit a certain system. I think with quarterbacks, they fit a certain system. You look at what Ohio State has been. Ohio State has had the same system in play that's related to the quarterback. You got a quarterback, has some athletic ability, you put some super fast talent wide receivers around him and let him have fun. Kyle McCord doesn't fit that system. So I think a lot of these times these quarterbacks transfer him. I think when you go to a place, Ryan, I think you are younger, I am the system, kind of like James Harden said, I'm gonna come in here, I'm the system, and then you get to fill out this isn't really my place. Like Ohio State, I'm not really the quarterback for them. I gotta find a place that I can fit into the system. I got to find a place that use something similar that I know I can have some success in. And I think that's what quarterbacks are starting to realize when they go to college. They're not just, hey, you come here, we'll shape it, we'll build it around you. No, this is how we run. This is how we do our system. This is how our system is. And if you can't fit in it, then you might want to go somewhere else because we're not changing our system. Whereas in the NFL now, in the NFL, they changed the system for the quarterback they draft. Look at what the Eagles did for Jalen Hurts. Look at what the insert Lamar Jackson and what they did with Ty Monken and Greg Roman. Look at Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. In the NFL, they'll fit the system around the quarterback. In college, you got to come to their system and fit inside of that.
By the way, Shaq Leonard signed with the Eagles.
Awesome.
You know why that is?
Because they got their ass kicked.
They suck in the linebacker and they've been bad in the secondary, man. That's why Harry Roseman keeps making that move. It's for nothing else. It's to beat the 49ers. Every player that they pick up, it's with the 49ers.
It's to beat everybody. Cowboys, 49ers, Lions.
It's more so the 49ers.
Probably.
Now. It's the 49ers. 49ers have been the most consistent team in the NFC over the last 7 years. It's to beat the 49ers. Every D lineman they had, every linebacker they had, every Kevin Byard they had, let me go find this D lineman from here. It's to beat the 49ers.
We didn't need him.
We can talk about that when we talk NFL in hour number 2. Maz, you got a thought on the college football portal or anything like that? The 5 quarterbacks
topic related.
College football
on the topic.
We all know college football is never going to be the same again. This is the new college football. Yeah. It's the NFL Part 2. It's NFL B. That's all it is. It don't matter who you sign, who you recruit. It changes recruiting completely. Do you even bother recruiting anymore? Why bother? Just wait for the transfer portal. Just get your money out, write the check, and bring the kid you want over. Hell, if we did this 3 years ago, we might have had Caleb Williams here at Michigan. If you got the money, you're going to get the player. And it is what it is. If you don't like it, this is what it is. It's over for the old college football. It is over.
But you still have to have a base. And to answer your question, why do you have to recruit? Is because Texas A&M, they tried to buy everybody. How's that working out for them? You still got to get Alabama, Georgia. They still lead the league in what? 5-star recruits. Yeah. And look who we are arguing about fighting. It's Alabama and Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan's coming into. So you got to recruit too, so that when you add these Jordan Addisons or you add these Caleb Williams or you add insert quarterback that is transferred this year, when you add them, you got a good base too.
And you need Uncle Buck or whatever his name is just to take the checkbook out and let's go. Get the player over here. That's what you need. You need a lot of uncles.
College football has changed, and college football has changed for the worse,
yes,
I believe.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I am all for the players getting paid. I've been one of the biggest advocates of that. There has just got to be a better way.
Correct.
There just has to be. I am not an advocate of kids getting to leave 2 or 3 times. I understand it, but I'm against it. I understand being able to maximize your dollars. I do. I'm just against it. I think it's a broken system.
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
Because one of my former teammates, when I was there at the 2003 reunion, Chris Perry, because his company actually does it, so I can put his name out there. Chris Perry was telling about what he does now. He's like Braylon. He said, I can almost imitate him, but I can't. He was talking about now college is the NFL. High school is now college.
Yes.
Yeah.
They now have policies. We were talking about Zach Zinner.
NIL
we were
for high school.
They now, not just NIL, they have policies. You can put like his company, his insurance company, you could put Lloyd's of London, you could put the policy on high school kids. They estimate. I said, Chris, how the hell are you estimating like what a middle school or a kid that's 13? It goes all the way down to Pee Wee now, to where they can put the policy, how many camps they've been to, where's his name nationally and things like that. They could put policies on kids that are 12, 13, and 14. This thing it's taking a shape and a life of its own. It's not just college now. Like high school kids got policies. Little league kids are getting signed to deals. Like the little kid, Baby Gronk or whatever, he kind of was one of the first young kids we heard
There you
about.
go.
But now those kids, they're getting deals. They're getting insurance policies. They're going to be worn the F out by the time they get to college. My dad almost wore me out, but like just with baseball and track and doing all these things, I had to take summers off just to keep loving sport. It's getting bad for him, Ryan.
It is, man, I'll tell you, college football, it is imperative for the University of Michigan to do whatever they have to do to keep Jim Harbaugh. Period, end of story.
Agreed.
Because for whatever reason, and again, I will put this out there, my eyes could be completely blind and naive when I say this. I think I'm right about this, but I am open to believing that I'm wrong about it. I still feel like Michigan is doing it the right way in terms of recruiting players, retaining players, paying players based on merit. Blake Corum, he's got his. J.J. McCarthy, he's got his. Will Johnson, getting his.
Makes you want to earn it.
Yes, and makes you want to be a part of it. You know, Jim Harbaugh has that famous, we want to be a transformational experience, not a transactional experience.
Yeah.
And when everything in college football seems like a transactional experience, just look at the transfer portal today that opened up. 350-plus players in there. 6 5-star quarterbacks in 2021. 5 of them hit the portal today. The only one that didn't, J.J. McCarthy. It just feels like Michigan is one of the very few schools that are still doing it the right way.
But are you okay with that if they get their head handed to them by Alabama?
Yes.
Okay.
But they won't. And if they lose, they lost to a great SEC champion and one of the great programs in college football history.
And a very well-paid team.
Maz, you're so angry today. I love it.
I'm just saying, it's a fact.
No,
they're a very well-paid team.
Yeah, and they've been well-paid way before the NIL came into existence.
So is Ohio State.
100%. And the thing is, Ryan, the reason why it's like that is, and Michigan having this success and why Michigan is doing it different, it's because they still have a foundation. They still have a foundation. They still have principles. When Jim Harbaugh, outside of NIL and the other things that he's doing, because he's into that too, he's welcoming the young culture. He's got the turnover buffs and all that. They're welcoming that. But they still talk about the past. They still talk about tradition. They still talk about beating Ohio State. They still talk about the importance of what that rivalry means. They still talk about what it means to win in the trenches. They still talk about what it means to play offense and defense and special teams. They still talk about what it's like to play as a team. That's not what major institutions are doing. You got Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, and Oregon. And the reason why I use Oregon, because Oregon's good every year. Like, it doesn't matter who that coach is for some reason. Oregon's good it's the foundation. Whereas Texas, Sarkisian's doing a great job. Before him, how many coaches are trying to figure it out? How many different systems, different type of quarterbacks, different offenses? Insert school here. They have had so many different coaches, offensive coordinators, systems, and trying to do things different. Michigan, Jim Harbaugh has adopted doing things a new way, but he's still got Michigan in the forefront. That's why when you watch the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry, it's not the same. Because all those guys in the scarlet and gray, they want to get paid. They want to go to the league. It's about the cash. It's not about the team. They want to hit the gritty. They want to do all that before the game and the warm-ups and on the field. They don't want to beat Michigan. They want to get to the national championship so they can get paid. That's where Ohio State is not the team anymore. Ryan Day got it so focused on individuality. Michigan, team. Alabama, yeah, some individuality, team. Georgia, individuality within the team concept. That's why they're the same. Every year, you're going to see those three names. You're going to hear those three names.
That's a brilliant take.
It's
it's brilliant.
It's a foundation.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell has built a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
When you build a foundation and you stay true to
Brilliant.
that, you can make tweaks to that foundation, but the foundation stays in place.
100%. I got nothing to add to that.
No.
Mic drop. Guys, we're going to get to the Lions 9-3 on the year. Are you kidding me? 21-0 up. And then they had to hang on in the end. We'll talk about that. You'll hear from Dan Campbell. But first, a message from Swiss.
Do you have football on the brain? It's already been an awesome college and pro football season this year. Fall is also the perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at swissins.com or call 248-800-4177.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You can walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right, no expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
We just went to work, and we competed, and you guys went after it. And guess what? We went out and we won. Came out electric. And we had to hang on. We had to get back. Defense, 2 takeaways. It's huge. It's huge. That's a credit to everybody in this room. I'm so proud of all of you guys. Was it perfect? No, but god dang, man, that's not easy to come in this place and win. That's outstanding, man. Outstanding. I got one game ball. Give me the game ball. Sam Laporta.
Hey, first one of December. Use this one as a fucking springboard going forward, boys. Great win. Family out there. 1, 2, 3.
Family. You talk about that, Braylon, talking about building that foundation. Yeah. That's what the family is over there. Lions win 33-28. Talking about Sam Laporta, 9 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown. The Lions escape in New Orleans. So many different ways to go with this one. Braylon, I'll let you have the floor first.
Oh, wow. Set me up. I love that. Sam Laporta with a hell of a day. We said this. We loved him in the draft. We loved that pick by him in my estimation. He was the best after the catch in the draft. He's just proven to be the best all-around tight end, period, in this draft. And actually, he's top 5 tight end in this league right now with the way he's playing. His confidence.
Braylon, you say top 5.
He's top 2. He might be number 1.
I swear to God.
Based on, if we're just going this year.
I can't think of a tight end I'd rather have than Sam Laporta.
Hey, he blocks, catches. He has deceptive speed to be as big as he is. Has hands. Every time you throw him a pass, what type of play is he gonna make? Notice how I said that. Not what type of play is Sam Laporta going to make? Is it going to be one of those fakes where he catches and he runs in the end zone? Is it going to be one where he has to throw two people off of him? Is it going to be one where he shows you why his hands are so big, catches the ball, pauses? Like, it's one of those things where he's operating at a high level. But just in the game, Ryan, bringing it back to quick analysis, it's the tell of Frank Ragnow being the starting center and everybody on that offensive line being where they're supposed to be, and then Frank Ragnow going down and them having to rotate the offensive line around a little bit, moving Glasgow to center, moving Kobe Sarsdale to right guard, and him not necessarily being in the right place, and the New Orleans Saints having some success because of that rotation. It was the tell of Frank Ragnow, pre-Frank Ragnow, post-Frank Ragnow.
It was almost identical to the Chargers game, right? Off a bye, they go up 24-0 on the Chargers. Off of an 11-day layoff, they go up 21-0 on the Saints. Thank God they did, because they lost the last 3 quarters to the Chargers, and they lost the last 3 quarters to the Saints, 28-12. But they never gave the lead up in either game. That's what you like. That's what you want. And that's what Dan Campbell said. Hell, we had to fight back. Hey, it's a road win.
Yeah.
I'll take a road win every single day of the year. They've got 9 wins. That's the most that they've had, I don't know, in the last time, 2014, 2015. Nonetheless, best start since 62, and 9-3 heading into the last 5. 3 of those games are in the conference, in the division. Win those 3 games, then the Cowboy game and the Bronco game, you could do whatever the hell you want in that game. Win those 3, before you know it, that little asterisk goes next to your name, NFC North champion.
Clinch.
This is definitely a big win for the Lions. It's on the road. We talked about the atmosphere, that Houday. They come up, they show out, and Lord have mercy, you saw them get 1 touchdown. Then what happened? That Houday gets a little louder, and then Houday gets a little louder. I'm talking about Frank Ragnow, though, and I'm going back to that because when the offense lost Frank Ragnow, and then you move Glasgow to center, and you move it's a Sarsdale, excuse me. It's a different animal. They then couldn't run the ball. They're getting stopped at the point of attack. They didn't have that same push. Jared Goff didn't have that same amount of time. Now Jared Goff's in his head. Now his passes are a little bit off the mark. Now the wide receivers are getting frustrated. All that came with Frank Ragnow getting hurt. Now you're giving the Saints more momentum because you're giving the ball back to them faster and faster. Now the defense is out there longer. And when the defense is out there longer, what have we seen? You mentioned the Chargers game. You saw it against the Saints. It is a trickle-down effect. When the Lions are at full power, especially that offensive line, that is the engine that drives this team. It is the offensive line. And when they look good, you saw the first quarter. Hell, I almost hit my parlay in the first quarter. I almost hit my parlay in the first quarter, and then guess what? Didn't make that one, but I won a couple other ones. But you see the difference. Amon-Ra St. Brown gets involved, almost like Deebo Samuel, with his catch and run in that way. Sam Laporta, the whole game. Luckily for Sam Laporta, luckily we had him, but we're gonna have to fit. And then you get J-Mo with the Superman dive. He landed on his head. I think he tried to do the Reggie Bush, and at the last second he tucked to.
Don't do that.
Don't do that again. You're very fragile. We don't need you doing things like that.
Is he a rocket?
Hey, I told you when it gets going,
get him the football.
100% the thing, and I'll just say it's Frank Ragnow. Never that I would ever say you would put that much emphasis on a center, but you saw the difference almost immediately in my line when Frank Ragnow was out and they rotated. I am sticking with that. It is the tale of having Frank and not having Frank.
He's playing with 9 toes and now a bad knee. And the way Dan Campbell looked at him as he was coming off the field, I said to my wife, I'm like, he's done for the year. But we're waiting on the MRI today to see how he said, Dan Campbell yesterday in the postgame said, hopefully it's not as bad as we thought it was originally. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed. Maybe you lose him for a couple weeks instead of losing him for the whole year, because that would hurt.
I will say this. Linemen are the toughest position on the field. And specifically, and my apologies to D linemen, I love you. I got a lot of friends at D linemen, specifically offensive linemen. I told you about the story of Ryan Tucker, the right tackle, when I played for the Browns, played with 2 cracks in his neck and a pinched nerve. If there's a will for this man to play the rest of the season, they would protect him and they would get him back out here. I promise you that.
Maz, you had brought up 2 games, the Chargers game and
the Saints
game.
Both off buys almost.
Both off buys, both close games. They beat New Orleans by 5, and they beat the Chargers by 3. Yeah. Both with 1 possession. Both games, the other team had the ball with a chance to win.
Both on the road.
Both on the road. Do you know what the difference was in that game? Why the Lions won it?
Turnovers.
Yep. In the Chargers game, there was that extra possession, 1-0, and in this game, 2-0. Now, the Lions did not score in that Chargers game off that turnover, but taking away that extra possession made all the difference. In this game, interception, Lions touchdown, fumble, Lions touchdown. They won by 5. Football is a very simple game. If you win the turnover battle, you will win the game more than you will lose it. Lions won that battle. It's that simple. For as bad as this defense is, Braylon, and I do now believe they are pretty bad, you cannot put them in a bad position by turning the ball over. You just can't do it. You're not good enough to get out of those situations.
And you got to do yourself a favor and give yourself a couple times you get to the quarterback. You look at Romeo Okwara on the play when Aiden wasn't even in the game. He was filling in, and look what happened. You get a huge sack on Jameis Winston. And obviously, Big Bruce Irvin, who I played with in Cleveland, not Cleveland, but Seattle, when he was drafted, said if he can get in shape, this guy's a monster. There's one thing that Bruce knows how to do. He knows how to get guys' hands down. He knows how to get to the quarterback. So if he's in any type of shape and he has anything left, Ryan, I said, I've seen it. And lo and behold, you saw he got a sack. So they got 2 sacks, and that's the difference. Like you said, no turnovers, got to the quarterback. And
he ended Derek Carr's career probably.
You were talking about Derek before. He's been beat down, man.
He's done. He's done. How many times can you separate your shoulder, hurt your back, and get concussed?
Toradol, that's a hell of a drug.
Please, just retire.
Well, what did he have? 11 snaps and 2 sacks.
Yeah.
That's James Houston like.
Listen to
what
me,
he
man.
did last year.
He is old man strong.
So you've got to give him
old man strong.
You've got to double that now next week, right?
So now you're talking about our Bruce.
Yeah.
So now you got a situation where you got 2. Or you got a guy that's showing you something, and we'll see what comes up this game. But if it looks like it's supposed to, guess who that's going to help out? Not just 97. It's going to help everybody on that defensive line.
Man, I loved what I saw out of him yesterday. I know it was little, but I did when he was in that game.
Crazy how somebody that used to play
football
might have been
51.
right. Yeah.
My eyes were on 51 yesterday. It was great to see him back.
Been screaming for one.
Damn.
No, and again, this is kind of, and maybe this isn't the Chase Young or the Montez Sweat that you wanted, but this is the type of acquisition that you wanted all along to improve this defensive line. Because if you can get to the quarterback, I mean, Derek Carr has all day. Jameis Winston has all day.
Jordan Love had all day.
Jordan Love had all day. And Jordan Love had all night last night, too, by the way.
Watch out.
It's amazing what you can do when you have time. If you have, football is simple. Don't turn the ball over and get after the quarterback. If you can do those things, man, you're going to win more than you're going to lose. And the Lions have not played their best football in the last 6 weeks.
No.
They're going on 6 weeks now, not playing that great of football. They're 4-2 in those 6 games. That's pretty darn good. I think
it is.
No, it really is good. And Ryan, when you allow yourself to be in that space for that long and you're still winning, you know what you're allowing yourself to do? You're allowing yourself to figure it out.
Yeah.
You're allowing yourself film to be able to figure it out. And now in this 6th game or in this 7th week, in this 8th week, you get better and better because teams are allowing you to figure it out, and it's only going to prepare you for that playoff run. It's only going to make you tougher. It's only going to make you stronger because you're going to understand we've been in some dog fights. This is nothing like we've never seen before. We've been in dogfights, and we've come out on top. This is the type of stretch that really prepares you for the playoffs.
Hey, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, if you can hit that like button for us, it helps YouTube push our content out to more people. We'd absolutely appreciate it if you could do that. Tell a friend about Woodward Sports as well. Subscribe to Woodward Sports, coming up on 57,000 subscribers on YouTube. So we would certainly just want to thank each and every one of you who have subscribed to this network. Plenty of great content here throughout the day and night here on Woodward Sports. Back to the NFL. We'll do that next. What do you make of the next 5 games for the Detroit Lions? Is there any areas that you would like to see more of? We'll talk about that next. Most notably, you saw Jameson Williams getting the ball, what he can do. Absolutely pretty good. And put Amon-Ra in perspective for me. Can we do that?
Okay.
Put Amon-Ra. I've got some numbers regarding Amon-Ra St. Brown. that are Calvin Johnson-like.
Ooh.
So we'll do that next. But first, a message from Feldman.
Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer with 18 locations, and Ryan Fixes is here. There's a Feldman Auto dealership near you. It's probably in your backyard, man. Just go to feldmanauto.com. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. It's called the Feldman Advantage. Do yourself advantage. Do yourself a favor, take advantage. There you go.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway. Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
The outdoor equipment provider of Woodward Sports, Michigan-grown, family-owned, bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, even weed whippers, Liberty trailers, Generac generators, SnowX plows and salters. Outdoor Equipment Company has it all. You could buy it, you could rent it, all for 0% financing, delivered to your doorstep. OutdoorEquipCo.com, OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Team, and they came out and fought, and I love the way we came out early in this game, and and then they made some adjustments, then we had to make some adjustments, and I was proud of our defense getting 2 takeaways. I thought Sam Laporta, man, was huge today for us. I thought he was he really made some huge plays. I thought we did a great job taking care of the football. Got 2 takeaways on defense. That's got to be our recipe. And I thought, Goff there at the end, that was a critical pass, and Reynolds on the catch. So just a number of things. Not easy. It's not easy to win. But here we go, man. We got 9 wins with 5 to go.
There you go, 9 wins with 5 to go, and that was Dan Campbell post-game there at the Superdome in New Orleans. And I know a lot of people very excited.
Big win for him.
Big win
back
for
home.
him, absolutely. Yeah. Going back down there where he spent 5 years learning under Sean Payton. Tom Mazaway, time now for our premier player of the game.
That's right, the premier pet player of the game. It's the Lions player of the game, and you know who it is. It's Sam Laporta. 9 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown. Let's go. Hands down, Michigan's best pet store. Family-owned and operated for over 30 years, 13 Metro Detroit locations, and of course 60 brands of food at the lowest prices available. You can do it all online at premierpetsupply.com. Congratulations to Sam Laporta. Congrats to us Lion fans, by the way, for getting this guy. They traded TJ Hawkinson away, who's a damn good tight end. This is TJ Hawkinson Jr., and he could be even better than him going forward.
Yeah, I don't think he's TJ Hawkinson Jr. I think he's better already in terms of what he's done this year. Yeah, so he's his own man. But I think he took out that loss of Iowa and Michigan on Saturday. He took it out on the on the Saints defense. He was everywhere. He made every play. And one play that came in, not on Sam Laporta, but just before I forget, that game at the end of the game, I think also defense would have made one more play, Ryan. That tip pass. The tip pass by Brian Branch that Jerry Jacobs was about to have a pick 6, I think that changed the tide of the game a little bit too. I think we're having kind of a different conversation if that play happens as well. But Sam Laporta, Iowa Hawkeye, hell of a game, big guy.
You know who also had a hell of a game? Amon-Ra St. Brown. Okay, I know he didn't get the ball much, but he made a huge play there to get into the end zone, cutting right up the seam. Amon-Ra St. Brown, probably one of the more quiet games you will ever hear him, a stat line anyway for him. 2 catches, 49 yards in the touchdown. But how about this? Those 49 yards, he passed Calvin Johnson for the most receiving yards a Lions player has produced through 3 career seasons. Over 3,071 with 5 games to go. St. Brown currently has 3,115 career yards. He has passed over 1,000 yards receiving in a season. His second straight 1,000 yard campaign. I think because he doesn't look like Calvin Johnson, we dismiss him. Maybe they're different types of players, different types of receivers, but the production is the production. The catches, the yards, getting into the end zone, it's all the same, I think.
Yeah. See, this is okay. I can have this conversation without, as you call it, like dropping one down or whatever. This is where it's different, Ryan. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a damn good wide receiver. This season, having one of the better years of any wide receiver in the league. He's consistent. He shows up. Third down, you can count on him, and he's a guy that will do everything it takes to get the win. He is a damn. He's a great football player. Great football player. Really good wide receiver. He's in the system with Jared Goff and the way they do it, where he gets a lot of quick passes, he gets a lot of quick touches. I think he's kind of have some kind of like Golden Tate. He's a better route runner. He's a better route runner than Golden Tate. But it's the system. Calvin Johnson was the system. Like Calvin Johnson dominated games. Like I think that's the difference between the two. Calvin Johnson is a guy where you need 355, he'll give you 355. You need 200, he'll give you 200. I mean, he has the most 200-yard games of any wide receiver ever. So I think with Calvin, the things he did, 16 touchdowns in 1 year, he's just a guy that you knew he was going to be the guy in the game. I think he's the only guy in the game. Like, this is the guy you had to stop. If you stop Calvin Johnson back in the day, you're going to beat the Lions. If you stop Amon-Ra St. Brown, they got Sam Laporta now. They got Jahmyr Gibbs. They have David Montgomery. When the line is healthy, right. I think there's other avenues, although you miss him like hell. If you stop Calvin Johnson, you're beating the Lions.
So I agree with you to a point.
Okay.
And to where that point is, we sit here and we talk about the importance of going to the right system, playing for the right coach each and every day. It's almost like where you go and who your coach is matters to the success that you have. We talk about it with Justin Fields. In the wrong system, got to get out of there. Frank Reich got fired but then what's his name in Houston goes to a good situation. You know, it's almost like we can't penalize, or we shouldn't penalize a player for having a good team, because then you look at Brock Purdy. Right?
I'm not penalizing him for the team he went to. Right. I'm saying look at the success around him versus look at Calvin. When you look at the numbers of the offense when Calvin was here, Calvin up here, 1,900 yards. Nate Burleson, 300. Reggie Bush. Like, the numbers are very different. When you look at Amon-Ra St. Brown, 1,000 yards. Sam Laporta's closing in on 1,000 yards. David Montgomery's closing in on 900 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs is closing in on 800 or 700. There's well-distributed success around this offense. That's all I would say. When you look at Calvin, they were having this conversation about that's different, but you look at Calvin, 1,900 yards. And then you look at the running backs total, probably 600 between all the running backs. So it's like he was the whole offense, and Matt Stafford as well. Whereas Amon-Ra St. Brown, damn good wide receiver, but there's other outlets as well. We're talking about a guy in a rookie year, he had 149 catches in a tut, and he's leading the NFL almost. So I just think it's the disbursement of yards.
5th in receiving yards of the NFL right now.
Talking about Amon-Ra?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he's killing
man.
and missed the game.
There's only so many footballs that go around on this team.
Yeah.
Back in CJ's day, there was one football, and it was going to him.
This is true.
You hit it on the head.
This is true.
2 different teams.
2 different eras, 2 different teams. Yeah, 2 different eras. It's pass happy now.
Hey, where's DPJ, by the way? Where's Donovan Peoples?
I saw him at Cass Tech. Cass Tech. My mom actually asked me, she said, how's DPJ doing? I just saw him on the sideline. I was like, I mean, Sam Laporta got 9 catches. I don't know.
Right. 1 catch for Josh Reynolds, which is the biggest catch of the day, by the way.
Oh, it's a hell of a catch, too.
It was.
He went low.
It was a hell of a play by Goff and him.
Yep.
Goff stepped up, and you know what? That shows some toughness. And now he's been showing toughness for now the last 2 years, especially the last half of last year and this year.
Great comeback.
But that in that moment right there, you get boxed in like that, Maz. You got 300-pounder to your right, 300-pounder to your left, like all that, and you're shaking. To get that anticipation, make that throw, stand there and take that hit, says a lot about Jared Goff and who he's becoming. You got to have some respect for him in that moment.
That was comfortable.
Dope. This Lions offense, though, has to score points. That's just what they have to do. They scored 33 points yesterday, however they got them. That's what this team needs to do because you almost have to outscore people.
You do.
If that first down didn't happen, you're going to try to tell me you want that defense back out there to try to get a stop? No, you don't. This offense has to win games, and they're doing it 325 yards or more in 12 straight games. That's the longest streak in a single season for any team in the NFL, and that's how this team has to win football games.
The Saints, we spoke to the voice of the Saints, Mike Haas, and he's like, they're awful in the red zone. Not yesterday. Mm-hmm. They were great in the red zone yesterday.
Well, they got the confidence.
380-plus yards on offense against our defense. I just said it yesterday. We're here at the watch party. I'm like, well, guys, this looks like we just got to outscore them today again.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you know what, Maz? They won't be the first team that wants to, I won't go that far. But other teams have won the Super Bowl by having to outscore.
Yep.
The greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They had a player or two on defense. They had Aeneas Williams, who's a Hall of Famer, and I think they had Leonard Little. But other than that, it was all offense. They had to outscore people. The first Kansas City Chiefs team had to outscore people.
Yeah.
They were outscoring people, so it helped. But they had to outscore people. So there are situations where if you outscore people, you can win. It's just the consistency on what you're doing.
Speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs team, we'll go around the NFL next, and I've got a question for everybody. Has Patrick Mahomes peaked?
Oh, Lord. No, Lord.
Has he?
No, Lord.
I've got some numbers that potentially suggest
Lord.
so. We'll have that for you coming up next. But first, a message from the Hamlin Pub.
Have you ever wanted a bar where you're a regular? We have just the place for you. Head to one of the Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone's a regular. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on Thursday or game day specials available during all Michigan sports and NFL games, Hamlin Pub is the place. Visit a location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Win a $100,000 Vegas getaway. Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcitron/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. drinkcitron.com/Vegas.
All right, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway, Spivak, Kool-Aid, all here today. Let's go around the NFL. Interesting week 13 in
yes,
the
sir.
league.
Not to say the least. I'll tell you, I think we all got this game wrong, by the way. The Houston Texans are for real, guys. We all played against them. We took the Broncos.
Oh, my God. By the way, I was listening to the end of that game in the radio, and Oh, one play. They got third and goal.
Twice.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Russ?
I don't know. He went back to his Super Bowl day against the Patriots there. Anyway, 22-17. The Texans get the win. Sad day for Tank Dell. The rookie was having a great year. Breaks his leg, breaks his fibula, out for the year. But C.J. Stroud sacked 5 times, still throws for almost 300 yards and a touchdown. Nico Collins, 180 yards and a score. The Houston Texans are a great story. But C.J. Stroud, he's a man amongst boys. This guy don't look like a rookie, guys. He does not.
You know what's so great about what you said? That's an Ohio State quarterback throwing to a Michigan wide receiver.
How about it?
How crazy is that? No, Nico Collins, he really stepped up. Like you said, Tank Dell, hate to see that injury because he's having one of those years, man. He's having a damn good year. Probably him and Puka Nacua, the best years for rookie wide receivers. And he got injured this week too. But
he did.
Damn good game. At the end of the day, C.J. Stroud, you saw what he said when the guy got up in his face and got the penalty. He said, look, at the end of the day, I'm a man. I'm standing on business. And he's been standing on business this whole season.
Business.
All right, here's one for you guys. The game of the day. New England loses 6-0
Unbelievable.
to the Chargers. Now, let me explain something to you. Listen to this stat, guys. This is unheard of. NFL teams are 52-3 when their defense holds a team to 10 points or less. 52-3. Those 3 losses are the last 3 games that the New England Patriots have played.
Oh, my God.
That's incredible.
It's incredible.
So this has to be it for Bill in New England.
You know what I think you can also blame this on, and what you should blame this on? You should put this squarely on Bill Belichick, and not for this year, because of what he did last year.
The year before, and year before.
By hiring Matt Patricia, a defensive coordinator, to be the offensive coordinator for a second-year quarterback.
He ruined them.
Matt Patricia, by way of Bill Belichick, ruined the New England Patriots.
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Never the same.
They broke this kid.
They did.
And it starts with the recruiting. Obviously, Bill Belichick takes over, and he's now the GM, so he's drafting players. His drafts have been horrible. In terms of how he's drafted.
He drafted a kicker, man, and the kicker sucks.
And he's been doing that now for the better part of 6-7 years or so. That and the coup de grace is what you said. Freaking Matt Patricia becomes the offensive coordinator for Mac Jones, who, last time I checked, went to the Pro Bowl the year before Matt Patricia got there.
Damn.
Here's one for you guys. The Steelers, they're who we thought they were. Woo. They turned into a pumpkin again. 2 rain delays, a lightning delay. My nieces were at this game, by the way. 24-10, Arizona beats Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. But Kenny Pickett injured at the goal line. High ankle sprain. Is going to be out a couple of weeks.
Surgery today.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky steps in. So I think the Steelers they're going down, and they will be out of the playoffs.
James Conner's return home.
125 yards for James Conner.
100%.
Good for him. Indianapolis knocked off Tennessee. Here's another guy to watch out for.
Tennessee should have won. They had
Will Levis, bro.
tries.
Will Levis.
It's a hard playing football
He's going to be good. 31-28, Colts win in overtime. They get down 3 points in overtime. They go down and score. Gardner Minshew, guys. No one's talking about this guy.
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs right now.
Not only are they in the playoff, well, yeah, they're in the playoffs. There's a 7 seed, and Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Indianapolis, and Houston are all 7-5.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's done.
Pittsburgh might be done, but then you got Broncos, Buffalo nipping at their heel, and then depending upon what Cincinnati does tonight, they're a 10-point underdog with Jake Browning.
They're losing. That's something, man.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
Yeah,
Miami was the team of the day yesterday. They just laid it on Washington, 45-15. Your guy Tyreek Hill is closing in on 2,000 yards in a season.
Yeah, what he's doing is special. And I talk about this all the time. I've never seen somebody play the same way that they run off the track or run off the track. Like, he is just ridiculous. And I just don't know how. And I understand he's fast and the fastest ever on the field, but how do they just keep letting him do the same route? He's inside wide receiver, outside release. He gets on top of him and he just takes off like Ron Rivera or Riverboat Ron. Now it's Tugboat Ron. They gotta let that guy go.
He's sinking.
It's a great jumping off point for the night game, Maz.
Yep.
That's Kansas City and Green Bay. And the question I have for you guys is, has Patrick Mahomes peaked? And by peaked, I mean, will he win another Super Bowl?
Green Bay wins last night, 27-19.
Am I answering that question?
Please.
So, no. He has not peaked. The difference is it's the talent around him. When you look at 2018 to 2021, you talk about 2018, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, Kareem Hunt, Chris Conley, Demarcus Robinson, insert Mecole Hardman. Those next 3 years in that same run, those are guys. I just named 4 Pro Bowlers. I just named 3 guys that were drafted in the first round. You're talking about that was the nucleus. Then 2020, Tyreek Hill's last year there. They had wide receivers that were competent. They had tight ends that were competent. The offense was a machine. Then they pay one guy, can't pay other guys. So now in Andy Reid and the Hunt family's arrogance, doesn't matter who we put around Patrick Mahomes, he's still Patrick Mahomes. He still can make it happen with anybody. We don't need Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. We don't need Kareem Hunt, who's a major reason why they won their first championship. So now they got a band of guys, including Rashee Rice, who's a guy that he met in Dallas throwing with him. Now he's their number 1 receiver. He's not a number 1 receiver. They lead the league in drops, by the way, Ryan and Ermanni. 30. And guess what the top 3 receivers with drops? They're all on the Kansas City Chiefs. You have that going on. You don't have the same structure that you had. I don't care what quarterback you name. I don't care which one you name as. All great quarterbacks have had great casts when they win. You go down the line, they got rid of the cast, and they thought he and Travis Kelce could do it on their own. They forgot about Jerick McKinnon. They bring back Mecole Hardman, who's not the same guy. Valdez Scantling can't catch. Tony doesn't get the ball anymore. Sky Moore doesn't even run the right routes. Like MVS on that one route, he's supposed to keep going to the left and keep going up the field towards
Take a guy with him.
Take a guy with him. So it's their arrogance in thinking that he was good enough to win by himself, and it's also they're not paying anybody. And even last year, Juju Smith-Schuster, he's a receiver that played well for them. 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. They got rid of him. They got a bunch of guys they thought they can just throw out on the field with Patrick Mahomes and he will win.
Same GM and head coach, though, the whole time.
Yeah,
Brett Veach, same is the.
It is, yeah, true.
I'm just.
But he wasn't making 400. He wasn't making 500 million that whole time.
So just a couple of numbers to highlight a point here.
You have your tweet out there, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I tweeted it out. I'm just going to read it to you.
Okay.
I'm going to shorten it up. Okay. Every year since Patrick Mahomes has been the full-time starter. For instance, in 2018, Kansas City's offense scored 30 or more points in 12 games. Kansas City's offense in 2018 scored 20 or less 0 times. Just fast forward now to 2023. All your points still valid.
Yeah.
Games they've scored 30 plus, 3. So you've gone from 12 to 3. Games they've scored 20 or less, gone from 0 in 2018. This season alone with 5 to play, 6 games. You're right. In everything that you said, it just goes to show you, one, you cannot pay everybody.
You can't.
When you pay the quarterback, no matter how good he is, $50-some million, you can't pay everybody. That has to be made up somewhere. So your Chris Jones is here, your Travis Kelce's here, your Patrick Mahomes here. You have to decide who you want to pay. Secondly, keep that in mind when you're deciding whether or not you should pay Jared Goff, one.
Good call.
And also, keep this in mind when you talk about how good Tom Brady was.
How he took one for the team.
He has 2 Hall of Fame careers from 2000 to 2010. Almost three.
Yeah.
And one from 2010 to 2023, essentially. This period of time that Tom Brady was so great. And again, I'm not saying that Mahomes isn't great, but Mahomes is clearly the best quarterback in the NFL. I think Jalen Hurts is up there. I do. But Patrick Mahomes isn't compared to today's quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is compared to one other guy, and that's Tom Brady. And it just, one, it might be an unfair comparison, and 2, it just kind of highlights for you who you should pay and how good Tom Brady was. You think about that for a second.
Amen.
How long he did it. And I'm not, look, they're 9 and what is
8
they 8 and 4?
8 and 4.
It's not like they're they're crap, right? They'll get into the playoffs, but it just, man, it's hard to win in this league.
What did I tell you at the beginning of this year about the Chiefs? They're going down. They're not winning a Super Bowl this year. I'll tell you right now, they are not winning the Super Bowl.
That's your preseason pick, I do believe, in the 49ers.
Yes.
That's who's going to win that.
And again, that's, let's go there next, because I'd like to go to that game next, San Francisco and the Philadelphia. But the point about Mahomes is, man, it's hard to win in this league.
Yeah.
And, man, this guy, for as great as this guy is, I don't think we've ever seen anything like him when you give him weapons. But this league isn't like that.
No.
You don't get that. That's not what you get to do. Is just surround people with all this talent. So you either got to raise the cap, or you got to find your fourth round Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Can I give him some love real quick? Can I say something real quick? I know we're up against it. Can I say something about Patrick Mahomes? You got to respect him as a person off the field as well. When they asked him at the podium after the game about that call,
should have been a PI.
All saw it. He hugged the guy around the neck first, almost a Draymond, and then went through him to knock the ball down. That should have been a penalty. And they asked him about it, and he said, "Look, I don't want them to call that play." He said, they got a tough job, just like I got a tough job. And at the end of the game, they're letting guys play, and that's how it should be. Man, oh man, like that's a guy that can lead a team. That's a guy that can be leader of men. Like have that kind of, because I would have been pissed.
Totally is.
And everybody would have said he's right, but he said, "Hey, you know what? They got a tough job to do." Patrick Mahomes, man, that class, that's that organization too. They're very classy. Chris Jones early on in the year with Rodney Harrison.
Yep.
They definitely teach class in that organization.
Hey, they don't have Eric Bieniemy. Just a side note.
Uh-oh.
Is it San Francisco and everybody else? We'll do that next. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
All right, Dan Campbell's got to know a little thing about Planet Fitness and the home of the judgment-free zone, where anyone, and I mean anyone, can feel comfortable about working on their fitness goal. It's only $10 a month, and your fitness is essential, so why not sign up for the place that's doing it the best? All of this for $10 a month. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness near you, just like Les Stanford, just like Feldman Auto. There's a place in your neighborhood. Check it out, Planet Fitness. Your fitness is essential.
All of Detroit sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage. How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Hey guys, when it comes to your pet, do not settle. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply, hands down Michigan's best pet store. Owned and operated, family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations, and they got it all for you. 60 brands of food at the lowest prices available. Curbside delivery if you need it. Do not settle for less. You love your pet. Give them the best. It is PremierPetSupply.com.
Welcome back to Ermanni and Edwards. 2 segments left, sitting here going around the NFL with the great Tom Masway, Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni there. But the reason why I took over just for 2 seconds, Tom Masway and Kool-Aid who joins us, appreciate that. Pete Spyback over there, doing a good job, as well as Ryan, is I was wrong. Last Friday I was wrong. I was wrong about the team that was going to win the game of the week. Ryan Ermanni and Tom Masway told me that the 49ers, especially Ryan Ermanni, they're a lock.
Lock of the week.
Maz actually chose the Eagles with me, and I talked him off the bandwagon just so I could pick up a win. And the Eagles, I talked about Jalen Hurts. I talked about the leadership. I talked about Howie Roseman and all the picks. I talked about this vaunting defensive line. I talked about how hard it was to defend the brotherly shove or the brotherly push in Philly. Not only did the 49ers stop that twice, by the way, because one was a cheat, they were beyond dominant. I think we forgot that this is the same team that would have beat the Eagles last year if Brock Purdy doesn't get hurt. The same energy that they put into the offseason and talking about the Eagles and talking about all the moves. We saw Debo at the Super Bowl almost just really couldn't even do the interview on First Take because he still was so shook that he lost to a team that he didn't believe was better than them. And they walked in all black. And Ryan, I said, oh, they're wearing all black to their own funeral. I said, this is great. I can't wait to come on the show and talk about how good Jalen Hurts was and how A.J. Brown dominated Deebo Samuel. But that's not what happened. They walked through the Eagles' warm-ups. You don't do that on a football field. Those are fighting words. I've seen teams fight. I've been a part of Steelers and the Browns where we fight because of that. They not only destroyed them, they showed you that they are head and shoulders above them at every position. Their defensive line is better. Their wide receiver core is better. Their running back is better.
I don't know if their wide receiver core is better.
Deebo Samuel, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. They even got a new guy. Where the hell Juwan Jennings come from? and Kittle. I'm taking that receiver core because I'm taking that receiver core.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey is on that team. They were dominant. Kyle Shanahan, when he has all his way. Did you see Trent Williams pick up Jalen Carter and slam him to the ground? They put Jalen Carter on Trent Williams because they thought that would be a way in which they can get some push, get some effect, and let their guys on it. No, my friend. There are levels to this ish, as they say. So the 49ers were your lock of the week. You're absolutely right. I bow down to you in that sense. That 49ers team, I've said enough.
42-19.
You know who had 6 carries for 13 yards?
DeAndre Swift.
He got rocked, too, at the end of the game.
I had to point it out to you.
What's he doing in the game at the end of the game, by the way? He got his bell rung. He'll probably – I don't know if he's in concussion protocol or not, but he got his bell rung.
Those are statement games, man. Like when you play a game like that against a rival, because this is a new kind of rivalry, if you will, you don't come out of that game because you're getting your ass whooped. Like you take – pause. You take all that ass whooping. Like that, I always talk about that New England game where we got beat 49-3. None of the starters came out. Like your coach is like, no. You're getting all of this ass whooping so you can remember how it felt. So, no, you don't take guys out.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
How great is this NFC finish going to be? Let's just say for a second that Dallas beats Philadelphia next week. You'd have Dallas at 10-4, Philadelphia at 10-4. The Lions beat the Bears.
Yeah.
10-4. Or excuse me, 10-3. 10-3. So all teams will be 10-3. And then you have San Francisco plays the Seahawks 10-3.
Yeah.
4 teams 10-3.
You got a shot at it.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, you got a shot at it.
It's going to be fun.
For the top seed.
NFC is winning the Super Bowl.
And they all play each other in these next 5 weeks. Dallas has to play the Eagles again. I want to say the 49ers have to the Eagles play 49ers. They played the Eagles played the 49ers. They also play the Cowboys. We play the Cowboys as well. Everybody has to play each other in these next 5 weeks.
By the way, the Lions swept the NFC South. 4-0. So congrats
3-0
to our Detroit Lions.
4-0. 4-0. You're right. 4-0.
You don't get any congrats for that.
I know that.
That league sucks.
I know. Still,
it sucks.
How about Christmas night? 49ers Ravens.
Ooh. Wow.
How about that?
Really?
That's gonna let us know about. That's gonna let us know about the Ravens.
You don't on Christmas night?
Yeah.
Oh,
8:15.
Yeah.
What?
You don't like that?
You want to be singing? You want to be caroling?
It's just that that's the one day I feel. Christmas night?
Yeah, not Christmas Eve.
Christmas night.
Yeah,
give me it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, give it to me.
What are you
watch
doing
that.
at 8:15 on Christmas
Well, I'm
night?
usually tuning in for
watching It's a Wonderful Life.
No. You know what I watch? You know what I watch on Christmas Day?
Midnight Mass.
Oh no,
come on.
He's talking about
every Christmas I watch what?
Christmas National Lampoon's.
It's a Wonderful Life.
That's what I just guessed.
Die Hard.
You do?
Yes.
On Christmas night?
Why?
Yeah, because that's the Christmas movie.
That's a good Christmas Eve movie.
No, that's what I watch every Christmas night is Die Hard.
Do you have family participation
Yes,
in that?
No,
I do.
can't.
The
girls do.
They all
I
sat
know
with
Libby
me
will.
last year, and they're like, they loved that movie,
That's
and they
right.
cannot
That was your
wait
first time.
to watch it again with their pops.
I started it the other day.
You don't know the whole battle of is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes,
or
I
not?
know it. I fight it every year on the 9.
So guess what I watched on?
But it is a Christmas movie.
Came out in July.
I know, but it's a Christmas movie. It takes place in Christmas time.
Yeah,
It does.
I know
So
I'm
it's a
wrong.
Christmas movie.
I know I'm wrong.
Are you wrong?
Don't consider it a Christmas
Well,
movie.
that's your problem.
I've lost.
I watched it Saturday. by the
Every
way,
single
Max. I
poll
watched it
counts it as a Christmas movie. I just
fine.
don't find it to be a Christmas
Ho
movie.
ho ho and yippee-ki-yay.
Right. Yippee-ki-yay.
I couldn't say the rest on that.
Long live
There you
Bruce
go.
Willis.
Guys, we'll talk about the Monday Night Football game tonight. We'll do that next. But first, Mark White.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mark White. Who
I'm
got
here.
that?
I'm here.
There we go.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
Hey, I'm here. Going. Winter is here, and if you're dreaming of a new home but feeling the pinch, we've got some fantastic news for you. Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Here's the deal. When you work with a Mark White and Associates realtor, they'll pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right. Buying a home just got a whole lot easier. Imagine having an extra $5,000 in your pocket this winter. With years of experience and commitment to making your dreams a reality, Mark White and Associates are your go-to team for all things real estate. This incredible opportunity won't last forever. Call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 and let them make your winter home buying dreams come true. Visit their website, markwhitesales.com, or call them again at 248-290-8242 to hear the full terms of this offer and begin your home search today.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Oh, all right. There he is. Join Woodward Sports and Long Drink live for official VIP tailgate downtown Eastern Market, Shed 5. It goes down. A lot of fun out there. We won't be at home for a couple of weeks, but when we come back against Denver, that 8:15 p.m. Saturday game, you want to come down there, you want to check it out, you want to have fun, you go to bullseyeeventgroup.com. That's how you get tickets. You get your tickets, you come down. They got drinks, food will be provided. It is an amazing time, and it's fun. Remember, when the game starts, the tailgate's over, but you come down, you have a good time. Woodward Sports, we will be there. You never know who you'll see and what type of gifts you may get. bullseyeeventgroup.com.
Hey, can I intervene for a second?
Please.
I know we're all footballed in here, but I want to take my hat off, and we all will,
You wearing a hat?
to the great Jim Leland. Congrats to the skipper of the Detroit Tigers, our favorite of all time. I know Sparky. I like Jim Leland. Going to Hall of Fame this year. Congratulations to Jim Leland.
It's hard to get into it's hard to get to Cooperstown, so definitely a lot of respect.
I love this
Sparky
guy,
won the
and
World Series, though.
man, it was fun to have him here running our team.
I love Jim Leland.
He's got to go in with what, Pete? What is he?
A cigarette in his mouth and the bus has to have one.
Welcome to Marlboro country, everybody.
I
Marlboro
love it.
flavor
Congrats,
country.
Jim Leland.
Nah, he definitely deserves it.
I'll never.
Wish he could have won one, man.
Well,
Me
he
too.
won one with the Marlins.
No, I'm
isn't it?
saying
Yeah,
here.
he
I'm
wanted
not
to win
from-
one here.
I'm not from Florida.
This is where he started.
Detroit.
This
Right,
is where
I
he
know
started.
It. I know it. Something about the Hall of Fame, man. It's great.
Especially
I want to
baseball.
tell this Jim Leland story. I just can't do it because I'm not going to swear. It is.
You can't say it without swearing.
I can't do it without swearing. No, I'm just not going to do it. I can't say it without swearing, and it was just a litany of curse words.
I love him.
That was like my first interaction with Jim Leland.
Was he cursing at you?
Yes.
Oh, why?
In 2006.
Why?
I was interviewing Brandon Inge during a live shot for the 5 o'clock news.
Yeah, sure.
And he comes out. You know, back in 2006, keep in mind, we really didn't even cover the Tigers. I mean, 03,
Right.
they sucked.
It was the beginning.
It was the beginning. And it was a shock.
It was.
In the Houston Astros, with Roger Clemens on the mound, is pitching in Detroit in 2006. So we're like, hey, let's go cover this game. So I'm doing a live shot. We get Brandon Inge, had a pretty good relationship with him. We get Brandon Inge, live shot. As soon as we're standing there between the tees and that you go tees, commercial, and then live shot, and Leland comes charging out of the dugout. Get the bleep off the field.
Oh.
And it's kind of far. It's kind of like far. He's yelling.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get the
God.
bleep off the field.
That's embarrassing.
And I'm standing there just in the commercial break.
Not think he's talking to you.
And I do one of these. Like, who is he talking to? Like,
Right.
see him,
What the F?
yeah, you MFer. You CSer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Get the bleep off the
Oh,
field.
my God.
And he's like, you CSer.
That's
You know,
awesome.
like, you MFer.
Yeah.
You get off the field.
Acronym
And it
seal,
was
Was it
on and
post
on.
game or pre-game?
Pre-game. It's 5:40
Ooh, it's
p.m.
getting late.
But we're allowed on the field.
Yeah.
That's our,
7:15 start?
yeah.
But he wanted into the
10:45.
clubhouse?
Well, yeah, I don't know what he wanted. Yeah, I don't know what he wanted. I think he was just trying to set a tone.
Yeah.
And Inge just booked. He's like, sorry, I gotta go. And so I'm left there. And, I do the shot and then got out of there. Ever since that point, it was the greatest relationship of all time.
I will get Jim Leland on for us
It
tomorrow.
was the greatest
He probably was cool. He was
relationship
like, he got
of
up out
all
of there.
time. Love that guy.
Man.
Love that guy. It was
You're going to
awesome.
tell him that story when we
I
have him
will.
on.
I
Okay.
will. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations,
Oh,
Skip.
man.
Skip.
Congratulations.
These things we remember about these people. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got great Scotty
It's like
Bowman
depending on
stories.
your relationship.
We'll
Like
do
depending
that
on how
all
you
the
like
time.
someone, depending on your relationship, depending on the memory that you have.
Oh, man. Smoking cigarettes there in Lakeland, Florida.
You know how many times I saw him at
Nothing
Hazel
better.
Park Raceway? Him,
Oh, God.
him and his band of merry men.
Gino.
Yep, Gino and him. Yeah, they had their private room.
Well, yeah, you don't want anybody bothering them.
I know, it was great.
You know?
Freaking
They just
guy
want-
loved the
they're just there
horses.
to put a couple of bucks on a couple of ponies. That's all they want to do.
That's my guy. That's
know?
my kind of man.
They just want some space away from everything else. It's the
Right.
getaway.
Right.
It's like it's getting away from Comerica.
Go put
Gino.
Go put a couple of bucks on the ponies. Who do you like tonight, Maz? Give the people a get out. People need to get out on a Monday night, Maz.
Get
Who's
out
your
on
best?
Cincinnati.
Jacksonville, 9.5 point home
Up to 10.
favorites.
Up to 10.
Up to 10 now against the Bengals. They got Jake Browning as the quarterback.
That's it.
Speaking of Washington,
it's going to be a battle, I think. 10 points. I might take the Bengals in that 10 points.
maybe he has
Just stay under the
39
number.
and a half over under.
Wow. That's pretty low.
28 and 10 prime time unders so far this season. 28 and
Yeah,
10.
but that last prime time went way
last
over.
three, Thursday
Went way
night
over.
and
yeah. It's starting to change
Starting to
now.
turn a little
but if you
bit.
remember last Monday and the debacle of the Vikings and the Bears, they'd want to follow up with a better game this time. So hopefully they got a better game this time. So I like the Bengals with the points. Jags should win the game.
hey, look,
obviously.
maybe Jake Browning will play an inspired game. I mean, he also was in the college football playoff when he was in Washington. Now Washington in again.
There you go.
Maybe it'll give him a little juice. You
That'll
never
be
know.
nice.
It definitely gave Will Anderson Jr. some juice. I tell you that.
By the way, they're asking in the chat, he is going in as a Tiger, Jim Leland.
Awesome.
By the way.
Where
Because
else is,
that's the plaque, right?
Pittsburgh
That's the-
too.
Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, yeah.
Now it's
But-
usually up to the Hall of Fame committee.
That's what they do.
Because we all know about the whole Justin Verlander thing. What's going to happen with that? I still think at this moment, he goes in as a Tiger.
He's a Tiger.
I still believe
this moment he won't. If he would have won last year,
It would have been.
Right, but he didn't.
But he didn't.
He didn't.
All right, Bray, get us out of here, buddy.
Yo, hell of a show, man. We got a lot to talk about. Got to break down the Lions game against the Saints. What do they need to do in preparation for the Chicago Bears? Also, this thing with Michigan as well as Washington, with Texas and Bama is not over. We'll be talking about that too. We're blue in the face, but guess what? I'm here for it because the big boys are number one for the first time since 1998. A great show out of you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We got more. Stay tuned. This is a Woodward Sports Network type of thing. For my man Ryan Ermanni, Kool-Aid, my man Tom on the couch, and Pete Spyback. We are Ermanni, Edwards, and Maz. See you tomorrow.
See you.